Miraculous Ladybug is finally fleshing out Team Miraculous as a cast. This episode is called El Toro de Piedra, or Stone Bull. We opened with a telenovela involving a heist. In actuality, it's Ivan meeting his dad. At the Agreste mansion, the kids are preparing a surprise for Miss Bustier. So, the Agreste mansion has been undergoing some recent renovations, probably because they actually need to model this whole place, but probably because it was demolished during the Ladybug Monarch fight. Apparently, Adrian's fashion sense was planned out from conception. So, Adrian leaves because the other kids are trying to put up a screen in order to get a connection with Luca because musical purposes. Meanwhile, Marinette finds something in Adrian's things. Adrian's baby collection has a letter from Gabe. Not at Adrian at 6 years old, that would be silly, but actually from Gabe as Monarch. Also, Luca here is on a projector screen. Again, they're trying to connect him because he lives in Brazil now. Marinette confronts Natalie, who is talking to a shadowy council that will become plot relevant very soon. The letter is Gabe's will. He wants Adrian to continue the mission. Ivan, meanwhile, storms off after wrecking his drums. Meanwhile, Marinette and Natalie debate over whether to torch the letter or not. Ivan apparently stole the costume that his father wanted him to wear and replaced it with a letter expressing disgust for his father's lifestyle. Naturally, El Toro is visited by Lila. He turns into El Toro de Piedra and turns civilians into bulls because Lila wants the Ladybug and Cat Miraculouses. El Toro de Piedra and Ivan talk. El Toro denouncing his son as weak, raised by a weak grandmother. And Concert has an issue. Miss Bustier, of course, is there, but Ivan has clearly used the Bull Miraculous. Ivan goes on about how he's the son of a supervillain and can't be a hero. Apparently his wild drumming habits are from dealing with the anger, which kudos for him for actually coping in a healthy manner. Marinette points out, dude, you proved yourself worthy right now. You both not only rejected that lifestyle, but you also went to someone you could actually trust. Now he takes his Miraculous back and says, let's go kick his dad's butt. Meanwhile, at the concert, improvise, Rose Julica kiss. I do actually like this song being played over the fight scene. Good way to save money on the audio design and the editing. And, of course, I do love Ivan's response to being called weak. El Toro never talked back to his own father the way Ivan did, and Ivan wrote it out in a letter saying that, I don't want this lifestyle, what is wrong with you? While El Toro finds that weakness, Ivan, in the guise of his superhero form, says, hey, your son told you off and didn't want this criminal lifestyle. He did more against you than you did your own father. And he does take Ivan's words to heart, even though he's a superhero right now. Ivan apologizes to everyone. He even brings up how Adrian's father was a hero in his own right while he felt inadequate, that his was a villain. Marinette chooses to hide the truth from Adrian again. Dude, seriously, I know your house was wrecked, but this is sad. Well, at least we're eventually going to get that Adrian room model, whenever that comes by. But here's the thing everyone has been waiting on. There is this meeting of a Shadow Council, with their own personalized logos and all that. I'm going to just call them not the Shadow Council. I'm just going to call them the Calamity Circle because calamities are the opposite of miracles, and circles have been a motif with both the Ladybug and the Cat Miraculouses. So, Shadow Council, Calamity Circle, these guys knew that Gabe was Monarch. He was actually holding the rank of the Diamond. Furthermore, Natalie is the Shadow of the Diamond, meaning that she's the second in command. And are those seats? The machine, I'm going to assume, is Tomoe Tsurugi, and this logo is Natalie's father, which she says that much. It feels like that they're trying to do some kind of Young Justice the Light situation here. I'm going to talk more about that later. So, this episode was excellent. Miraculous has the criticism of having a very underdeveloped supporting cast. I have often referred to the additional heroes, Team Miraculous or the Miraculous, whatever you want to call them, as Lucky Charms in all but name. Now, what we have done is that we focused on Ivan, a background character, and we also put a focus on both his personal and professional backgrounds, and these converge at a very good point. And I want to keep this momentum going. Build the relationships not only in civilian form but as heroes, because you can get a lot of conflict, because just because you get along with someone as a hero or a civilian doesn't mean you'll get along with them both times. It's a natural extension of the will they won't they Marinette, Adrian, Cat Noir, Ladybug dynamic. Have each other who normally enjoy each other's presence in civilian mode come to find each other hard to work with in hero mode, and vice versa. Maybe people who don't get along as hero forms, they'll actually get along as civilians. Obviously not Nino and Alia, because, well, they know each other. Still, I feel like this is a really good way to set up conflict. Specifically, the inevitable conflict when Ladybug's deception comes to light. She will be seen as a broken pedestal. Those who were propped up by her are going to feel heartbroken, possibly creating a schism within the team, and schisms lead to places that are ugly. See, this is good drama. This is what I wanted. While Season 1 to 5's idiocy still hangs over them, I'm not going to hold that against the show now. If they are continuing on plot points the show established then, sure, fair game. Such as the whole Adrian, Dad, Monarch thing. Ugh. But overall, I feel like this is the direction we should be going. Gabriel, however, I'm sorry. I know the show wants us to see his sacrifice as heroic, but even from beyond the grave, this guy's a manipulative douchebag. I'm sorry. You put a letter at the time your son referred to you as Papa Corn, according to the subtitles, and those were one of those times that he was happy. So you want to take that happiness and just, well, do this. He wants to rain on his parade. He wants to turn Adrian into Hawkmoth 2.0. I mean, more booze. What is wrong with you, Gabe? Okay, I don't want to know what's wrong with him. That would get me, like, an alphabetized list from the fandom in the comments section. Now, a companion video to this is where we'll discuss the members of the Calamity Circle. Those are just my thoughts. Please consider liking, subscribing, tipping the channel on Ko-fi. This is Cyril signing off.